always that one weird thing in everyone's childhood. That one eerie hallway or room that no one wanted to go into. We don't particularly know why. It just seems creepy as hell. For me, it was my room. I had lived in there for many years. I don't remember when it started or any particular reason to why it did, but when I hit 16, shit really hit the fan. The first thing that was different about my room to my friends', or so I noticed over time, was that my friends' rooms didn't feel like someone was constantly watching you. I'd become accustomed to the feeling, so I didn't notice it as much, but it actually felt like a physical weight had been lifted from me when I left my room for a prolonged amount of time. I suppose the other weird thing was that I had unsettling nightmares. Strange thing was that I only had them in my room. It was like a recurring nightmare. It started off as if I had just woken up randomly in the middle of the night. Then I would feel the cold, rusted knife pierce my skin as it appeared from nowhere. I remember vividly that the dream felt so real. The knife felt cold in my body, and the blood felt warm and clotted in my sheets. The last thing I would see as the blood emptied from my body was two deep, red, glowing eyes. I had other nightmares like this, most involving mutilation of myself in some way. What I couldn't get over was how real it was. Often I slept round a friend's house whenever the opportunity arose, just for a decent night's sleep. November 14, 2012. I can't remember what happened that day, but it was an ordinary day to the best of my recollection. That night I was determined to do an all-nighter with my friend on Skype. She knew about my nightmares and was really my only form of venting. I was too embarrassed to talk about it to anyone else, so Amy had the joy of hearing me rant about my lack of sleep. Not that it bothered her, it just seemed that way to me. Amy was always there for me and was a good friend throughout all of high school. I treasured our friendship over any other I had. I came across the message at about 11 p.m. while Skyping Amy and listening to music. Someone sent it to me anonymously on email. I usually wouldn't open something from someone not on my contact list, let alone anonymous. However, the subject was red eyes. I thought this was too much of a coincidence, so foolishly I opened the email. There was no pop-up or download activated, not even a hyperlink. What there was chilled me to the bone. There was an extract from a science website. It was long-winded, so I scanned through it whilst Amy went for her dinner. In short, it said that dreams was a carnal defense mechanism for humans. We would dream scenarios which we would expect us to fall into, so that when we do, we are more ready for them. Given the fact of what my dreams were like, this petrified me. I couldn't move, I just froze. How could it have been a coincidence that an anonymous source would know my email about my nightmares and the red eyes? It couldn't be coincidence. It just fit so perfectly into place. Then who knew? Amy would have no reason to send me this. She could just tell me it to my music had stopped. Well, not really stopped. It warped and crackled, then sounded like it was playing backwards. The noise became drilling. My head ached from the unusual pitches of sound coming from my docking station on the other end of my room. After overcoming my fear, I managed to hoist myself out of my chair and edge over to my iPhone. A high-pitched hum came from above me. I glanced up slowly, now turned to stone on the spot. My light began to flicker, dimming and brightening oddly. Finally, the bulb gave out and exploded. Shards of glass glittered down on my frozen bean. I clamped my eyes shut to avoid any of the snow-fine glass from getting in them. At this crucial moment of weakness, I got that feeling. Someone was watching me in the pitch black of my room. It was stronger than ever. It felt as if I knew they were there and simply looked away for a moment. I heard crunching glass behind me as I slowly rotated my fear-stricken body. I was met with two deep red, glowing